A few months ago, my dad with Parkinson's disease came to live with me near Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I was so happy that he was able to come and spend time with me. We became a lot closer. My dad made the comment to me that he was just amazed that he had really never known me. When I graduated from high school and college, I left the area and hadn't been around as I had become an adult, and we were really grateful to be able to have the opportunity to spend time together. The situation of being able to be the caregiver for someone with Parkinson's disease was something new to me. As a businesswoman for many, many years, I was very, very humbled by the experience. When my dad first came to live with me, I tried to figure out, well, what was I going to do? How was I going to handle these situations? And it's amazing because, all it took was just doing it. My dad came into our family, and we have a very active family, a lot of kids and a lot of things taking place in our family, and we participated in the Milwaukee Bucks basketball games. My husband and my family are big basketball fans, as is my dad. We loved going to the games, and the Milwaukee Bucks were very able to accommodate his need for being in a wheelchair for access, etc. But it was so amazing how excited my dad was to be able to be a part of the social community and do different things that he hadn't been able to do in a while. My dad has also been able to learn about meds and the importance of exercise. And as children and spouses of those with a disease like Parkinson's, sometimes we're afraid of the different products that are out there for our loved ones to use. For example, my dad was using a walker, and we were trying to figure out why he was tripping so much. And as an industrial engineer for many years, I was accustomed to following people around a work site and trying to identify what they did in a day, but I never had really closely watched what my dad was doing with his walker. When I realized that he was going through the up and down, up and down, up and down motion of raising and lowering that walker, it was actually making him fall. And when we took one of the other pieces of equipment that he uses and actually allowed him to learn how to use the walker that has wheels on it, he was able to more successfully be more successful in his mobility, and also was able to get the exercise that he needed by walking at a continued pace as opposed to lifting up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm really excited about the National Parkinson's Foundation. I'm excited about the Wisconsin Parkinson Association, who's been very helpful for me. And I want to increase awareness for Parkinson's disease. And the best way for me to do that is to be able to do little videos like this and share information and success stories from some of the people that I've talked with on my journey. I've learned about a product called a TheraCycle. You can Google TheraCycle, and you'll see that there were some successes in tandem bike riding, where a person who was riding on the back of the bike was the tremors stopped after being on a tandem bicycle. And I know that I've heard there are studies taking place that are going to be proving that this TheraCycle is a very successful use for Parkinson's disease, but it seems to me that the awareness of that piece of equipment, or the opportunity to use that piece of equipment, is very small and very limited. The cost of the TheraCycle is fairly significant, and the medical insurances don't cover something like that. But as we all need exercise, those who have that limited mobility need to be able to have an opportunity of getting that exercise within their own home or within an organization that's close to them. I also have a friend who has a TheraCycle, and she's having some very good successes with it. She was very creative, and I thought it was pretty cool when she told me that she had a problem with her Parkinson's where one side of her body was stronger than the other, and she went out and bought a pair of baseball pants that have weights in them. And when she got the pants, she took the weight out of one side of the pants because she didn't need it on that side, and she put the weight on the other side. I thought it was really creative on her part to be doing that, and I thought it was an excellent story that I wanted to share with other people, because I want to make sure others are aware that there are some new and creative ideas out there. A simple thing for my dad, when he first got Parkinson's disease, he was having a really hard time putting his socks on. And one day when I was with him, I said, well, Dad, why don't you just cut the tops of your socks off? And, that's kind of a bad thing when you've paid $10 or $15 for a pair of socks that you cut the tops off. But, at least he was able to get his socks on and be able to use the Velcro shoes that he's wearing, and he's able to still put his own socks and shoes on. Another example of something that's pretty cool is that we went shopping one day, and he said he was really excited to go to a menswear store, And while he was at the menswear store, the gentleman at the men's store helped him to choose a shirt and a couple of shirts and a couple of pair of trousers and a pair of shoes and things like that, because he was getting that personal assistance from this menswear store that so many of the big department stores these days don't offer. And he was very happy to be able to have some different clothes to wear that he was actually able to go out and choose for himself. Very proud. He told me when I talked to him that he was always proud of the way that he was able to groom his clothes, the way that he was able to take care of himself. And so my dad and I actually ended up going and having manicures and pedicures together. And that was a great experience for the two of us. We spent time together. We got to know each other better that way. And I'm really, really happy that I'm able to share these kind of ideas with others. There's another one of my friends who came to speak at a support group in Williams Bay, Wisconsin. And she has had Parkinson's disease for quite a while and has also gone to Dr. Nasita in Milwaukee. And recently, within the last year or so, she had filled out some of the forms that you would fill out when you go to a doctor's office, indicating, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? And when she first went there, she was filling most of those forms out, according to her discussion, that she was filling the forms out saying that it was she would be about a 2 or a 3 on the scale of 10. And he suggested that she also get into a good exercise program, which she's done. And I'm not familiar with the program that the exercise center that she's going to, but they actually had her using a treadmill and a piece of equipment that would actually give her a safety belt to go around her. And as she was using the treadmill, she would have that safety on and be able to hold her balance. Recently, I sent her an email just to check to see how she was doing, and she said to me, "Thank you so much for staying in touch with me, and thank you for caring about me." And I sent a note back to her and said, "You know what, you're the inspiration of a lot of the things that I'm doing these days." And she had just completed a 5K walk. I am so thrilled to say that she is absolutely excited about it. But she mentioned that she tried to get in touch with some of the other Parkinson support groups to be able to go and talk with them about some of the successes that she's had. But unfortunately, many times the support groups are run by caregivers or those who actually have Parkinson's disease themselves. So I hope that you've enjoyed my little conversation about Parkinson's disease and increasing awareness for it. There are people like Brian Grant, who's a former NBA player who has young onset Parkinson's. And if you're a follower on Twitter, he is at BW Grant. You know, Michael J. Fox and Muhammad Ali are always very well known for the experiences that they are having with Parkinson's, but I think they could all use our help. So I hope that you've appreciated this, and have a great day.